have never seen it bloom like this. Look at it. To completely level with you, I'm not a big crepe myrtle fan. Sorry, don't be mad. I'm just not. I don't know why. I think just because I feel like they're kind of overdone a little bit. So I've never seen this one bloom like this. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we had an extraordinary rainfall this spring. We got so much rain. It was wonderful. It did kill a couple of my plants. I'll show you all those. I'm looking at them right now. I plant a lot of very drought tolerant things because I live in Texas and it doesn't typically rain very much unless it's like in the spring or the late fall. We get the majority of our spring in the March, April, May time frame, and then for the rest of the year it stays fairly dry. So I plant a lot of plants that can consistently handle much drier conditions, and all that rain it really pissed a lot of my stuff off. This, for example, was a clary sage. It really detested all of that water. The Gara kind of hated it, but it has snapped back out of it and it darn near killed this Nepeta. But looks like I'm gonna cut it back and it should be fine. You know, something that didn't mind all that rain at all was this beautiful Sunbelt rose. This is a Sunbelt Crazy Love. Isn't it gorgeous? Anyway, before we get down to business on the work that we have to do today, because we do have a lot of work, there's a flower bed that I've just been trying to walk by and do this number on. It needs cleanup so bad. I just wanted to show y'all a few updates that I have for you guys. This is my cut flower space, and I'm gonna try this weekend. I'm trying my hand at selling these at a farmer's market for the very first time, and I have a lot of zinnias, as you can tell, but I do have some dahlias. I want to show you all those real quick. If you see all of this nonsense right here, I have an armadillo that comes through here and eats to his heart's content. He's not hurting anything. He's just doing some grocery shopping. Can you even believe it? Isn't it just... I'm speechless about some of these. I have had such a good time with these seedling dahlias. I direct seeded these in March-ish time frame. Yo, please move on to something else. I have to use those tomorrow. And then that's a tuber that I picked up. Hasn't bloomed yet, and these little seedling guys are just putting in the work. Some of these zinnias are just wild though. Look at my hand. I'm a grown woman. And this zinnia is wild. Do y'all ever find yourselves just buying the same color plant over and over and over and over again? And even as you're plant shopping for more plants, you're still buying the same color plant and you're checking out and you're like, oh my God, I already have so much of this color. What am I doing? That's me with blue and purple. I can't stop. And I have made this bed that we're gonna work on today just like, it's solid purple and blue. And obviously I love those colors. Yellow is my favorite color, but I'm always drawn to blue and purple in the garden. I don't know what that's about, but today we're gonna correct that. I'm gonna be putting some beautiful peach Flame Acanthus in this flower bed. I'm gonna clean out some old stuff that's done and gone and it's had its moment, and we're gonna replace it with something new and fresh. Just clean things up a little bit. Let's get started. Okay, here's my puppy keeps digging a hole right there. She's such a mess. Here's flower bed we're gonna work on today. I'm gonna just very quickly cover this because there's a lot of different plants in here, and I just am gonna give y'all the Cliff Notes version. Lamb's ear, echinacea. just a little pot with some ageratum, sweet potato vine and stuff like that. Big, beautiful bur oak right there. Love that guy. Some roses, more lamb's ear. All of this is oregano, and we're gonna try to come through and clean some of that up. We're not gonna go too crazy though, because the bees are still working this oregano, and that's what I really like to see. That's one of the best parts of this oregano. Isn't that pink color gorgeous? Got mist flower in here, Gara. This is what we're gonna take out, okay, is all this clary sage. This is a clary sage that I grew from seed over the winter time called the tricolor mix, and I loved it. I'll put a picture of it here on the screen. I loved it this spring, but it's had its time. It's done. It's faded out. It does not appreciate this hot weather. So we're gonna yank it. We're gonna be cutting back some of this Caryopteris, which had a spectacular early spring bloom. This is some Rocky Mountain penstemon. Not really sure what's going on with it. Pentas, more lamb's ear, more echinacea, a rosemary, some Shasta daisies, lamb's ear, lots of Nepeta. We need to cut back the Nepeta real bad. Gonna pull some weeds. This is some Italian oregano that we're gonna cut back. Can y'all see all these bees? These bees are freaking out. Now that I see how busy they are, I don't know if I'm gonna cut it back like I had planned. I might leave it. I have a really hard time taking food from bees when I can see that they're enjoying something. It's not really my style. And then more echinacea, here we are. Look at this guy. What a chunk. Let's grab the plants that we're gonna work with today. It's these guys. 1, 2. This is an acanthus called Benny's Gold. And most of y'all are probably familiar with the acanthus that has the red bloom. I think I might have a red blooming one back here. Let's see. I don't know if it's blooming right now. Don't judge me. It's tucked in over here. There he is. This one blooms red. No blooms on it right now. Anyway, the red acanthus looks just like this plant, but instead of this beautiful peach color, they are cherry red. And I have a lot of blue and purple in this space. I have that Caryopteris, that blooms blue. I have that Rocky Mountain penstemon, that's supposed to bloom blue. I have that mist flower, that's gonna bloom white. And I just really want this peach color, but not only that, if you have an area of your garden that is incredibly hot, incredibly dry, Flame Acanthus is for you, and the hummingbirds absolutely love it. I love this plant, and it's incredibly easy to propagate, so we're gonna use it. Oh, I have some propagations, look. These are all Flame Acanthus propagations. And these are all Flame Acanthus propagations. They're doing good. These are all zinnias that I seeded kind of late. And some cosmos. Let's go ahead and get these. Okay, we're just gonna tear into this space. I'll set up the camera and then I'll walk y'all through when we're done. But before we do that, I just wanted to show y'all this. I posted this on my TikTok yesterday, but I feel like it's good to also talk about it here. And that's that little dish of water right there. That's just a glazed saucer from, I think Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. But y'all, We had 2 ornate box turtles mating right there the other day. This little dish of water, you will not believe the kinds of cool stuff that it brings to your garden. You have bird baths, and I think that's great, but if you don't have an on-the-ground, low-to-the-ground water source, you're missing out on the frogs, the toads, the turtles, the lizards, all the things that need water down low to the ground. Once it stops raining, they need support too, so don't forget about them. That was one plant that I started from seed. What is going on with this thing? It has been looking really sick. I think, if I had to guess, it is staying too wet. I found some blown out drip over here the other day, and it was right near where this Caryopteris was. This should look like that, and that doesn't look spectacular, but that's just because it's bloomed out. So we're gonna cut it back pretty severely and try to say, well, I have so many of these little baby Caryopterises, and these roots feel, oh boy. Oh my gosh, this poor thing. Yeah, it's completely rotted. Crap. Well, okay, that's that. Sorry, homie. Okay, let's cut this back. So this Caryopteris bloom on new wood. And when they do bloom, they are this gorgeous, gorgeous blue color that the bees go insane for. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it back and see if I can't get another bloom before our season ends. Our growing season is so long, it's likely that I might get one more small bloom in late summer, early fall. So I'm gonna take it down by about 1/3. I don't wanna do more than that. I don't wanna stress it out. It's about to be very, very hot. So we'll just give it a light haircut. Maybe down to like right there. Can y'all see where that new growth is? Like right there, all over the plant. Just to give it a little refresh. I pulled tons of these weeds and just come back by and laid them down here at the base of this rose. They'll break down and go away. And now that this Caryopteris is gone, I'm also going to clean up the bottom of this bridal wreath spirea a bit. Well, actually, a lot of that I might let go because I want to put my Flame Acanthus all in this space. We'll come back by with some fresh mulch. So I'll leave that spirea alone. It ain't hurting anything. Do y'all remember when we planted out that little basil called Spicy Globe? This is it. It's not being very globe-like because this oregano's been laying on it, but here it is. I have loved these so much. They have been so much fun. Let me show y'all a better example. It's done blooming now, but when it was blooming, man, the bees were just crazy for it. I had to come in here and prune all this. Actually, that's so satisfying that I'm just gonna do it all right now. Let me update you guys on a few things. I'm at a good stopping point, and I just want to show you what I have been doing and some things I'm about to apply to this flower bed to hopefully make the things in it a little bit happier, because things in here are so unhappy. Okay, it looks like a mess because it is. We took after this Caryopteris, I cut it back by about 1/3. That's what all this is. I'm going to leave all this in place and mulch on top of it after we plant our Acanthus. Is there something in here? Nope, he's empty. I took off a huge branch from this rose that I have. Oh, let me lay down here. That's what it looks like. As you can see, this is a bridal wreath spirea, which is a spirea that gets about 6 by 6, even bigger if it's very happy. and it will send out these big whips and arms, and it's just very graceful and a pretty shrub, especially in the early spring when it starts blooming. It just absolutely glows out here. It's glorious. I love it. This rose was making a big hole in the side of it, and I think this spirea was keeping the rose from getting proper airflow. So we have taken a big chunk out of that rose, but the thing that I wanted to show you guys was how chlorotic some of these little plants over here are. These are some little baby veronicas that I started from seed. And as you can see, they're really struggling with something called chlorosis. So are those Shasta daisies. I live on a solid limestone formation. And so I have things in certain areas of the property that really struggle with iron deficiency. So I'm going to come through with some iron tone. It's just an organic iron supplement, and it's going to help turn these leaves back to green, hopefully. So what I'm going to do, let me open it. I'm going to take a handful, a couple handfuls actually. And we're going to be putting it at the base of these plants. And then when the drip goes off, it will help work it down into the soil and hopefully correct some of these issues. As far as our acanthus go, this is how we're going to be placing them. I'm going to do probably something like these my babies. I'm okay if they touch. That won't bother me at all. I actually really want them to touch. We might just do 4 and put this one somewhere else. I think we'll do that. I'll just do 4 because I don't want to recreate the same problem that I did have with that spirea and have something right there that grows into it and makes it be misshapen. The form on that shrub is really important to me because that dictates what it's going to look like in the spring when it blooms, because it blooms just beautifully all along the branches. So it needs to look good. It can't be having a big hole in it. So let's get these planted. I'm going to apply on my iron tone. I'm going to mulch it, and I'll meet y'all back here. This looks so much better. I am so happy. We're in full sun right now, so this is a little bit blown out, so I really apologize. There's 1 acanthus, 2 acanthus, 4 acanthus right here. I mulched. All that stuff is underneath the mulch that we were looking at earlier. All those rose pieces, the Caryopteris pieces, that's all under the soil. It's all going to break down. It's all good, y'all. That's what chop and drop is about, right? We leave the things in place. Look at this bee. Man, I love bees. Anyway, that's in place. We hit it with some plant tone as it was going in, watered them really well, cut our Caryopteris back, and then we came in and put some fresh mulch down here. These are pentas, rosemary, applied iron tone all through here, watered it in, put down some fresh mulch. And then last but not least, our Nepeta. So I didn't get very close in on this, but all that I was doing was gathering it up and clipping right below my hand, just taking big pieces. You don't need to be real specific with this Nepeta, y'all. I'm just taking some of the scraggly stuff off. I don't want to take this plant very far down because, like, we're in June, y'all. Things are about to get very hot. Our sun is very intense. The interior of this plant has been being shaded by the top growth for months now. This started blooming like back in March. Nepeta is a wonderful plant if you already have it. It is a very tough plant, but it's not gonna love all of the interior of the plant being suddenly exposed to our very intense sun. So just took like the top third off, gave it a little trim. That will encourage it to push some new growth, some new blooms, so the bees can start visiting it again because they love this plant. I get asked sometimes what kind of Nepeta I have. Y'all, I wish I knew. I wish I knew what kind of Nepeta that was. I've had it for so many years. I'm so dirty. I've had it for so many years, and it has seeded, and then I've propagated those, and then it has just like, it's a plant that I have and propagate over and over and over and over and over again. Not even, it might have just been an unnamed Nepeta. I cannot even remember what nursery I got it from, but if I ever do see Nepeta, oh, let me show y'all, because we planted a Nepeta that was new to me in the Moongate garden over there. I don't know, has it been a month now? Called Prelude. Oh, it's so pretty. Distraction, distraction. Bee on the Monarda. Cutie. Okay. Don't remember when we planted this? And it wasn't blooming? Look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? This is Prelude Nepeta. I love it so far. I love this bright green. It looks so good with that holy basil right there and then Zexminia. Oh, it's such a good combo. I love it. Anyway, I'll let y'all go right there. I've been getting told a lot that I talk too much, so I'll see y'all next time.